Hey guys, Tark Cyclone FPV. I've been up all night, all morning, have not slept yet. It is now 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm getting ready to start another customer's repair. Actually, I jumped the gun on this one because I turned this on and the thing was working. And let me show you what I'm working on here. And actually, let me go grab my coffee. If not, I might fall asleep during this thing. So, turns out that the customer was right, that he is having a problem with this flight controller, but what it is when I plugged it into Betaflight and I plugged in the XT60, everything powered up fine and the quad was responding. So let me explain to you, let me show you what's happening, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and let me just take this power meter and set it aside. All right, so I'm gonna plug this in, I'm gonna flip it on. See, everything start up, right? Except the flight controller. There's no lights on the flight controller, but when I plug in the 5 volt, right, boom, we have flight controller, okay? So, and then it'll function. You watch, I'll show you. Like, let me turn this on real quick. I'll show you. So right now it's starting and everything's good. Motors are running. So we have a 5 volt issue. And so it looks like we've got a blown 5 volt. So I'm gonna go find the pad and find out what's happening. And if anything, heck, we could just put a converter on here and make this work. So I'm gonna show you guys a quick fix for that. Hopefully if this works, okay? So we're gonna find out. So let me open this first. Again, guys, if you see any of the tools I'm using, and you're interested in them, they are on our website. This is one of the electronic screwdrivers. This is the, what version is this one? This is the SD63. So it's under hand tools and electronic screwdrivers. If you need something like this, is awesome. We also have 5 different versions of the digital multimeter, which is it's really good, real handy. Super thin too, right? Like a cell phone. All right, anyway, so let's get to this. So what we're missing here is we're missing the 5 volt. My guess, this is what I need to look at here. So let's look at where we're getting our 5 volt from. So the XT60 is coming in here to our 4-in-1 ESC. The 4-in-1 ESC, now there's problems with this build already. You can tell the, well, I don't know if it's this way after it was worked on or after it had a problem or not, but it's definitely not screwed down properly. So there's some movement there, but let me just see what we can find. Let me see if I can zoom in here so you guys can see this as well. Okay, let's get these fasteners out of the way. All right. Okay. And now let's see how much room we have to play with. Okay, so let's see, we are running a Spectrum board. That looks good. Okay. So we have our XT60 going in here, and we have our power coming out, and this is going to come from the ESC. So what we want to do now is we want to give it power, and let's just see what we lost, okay? So I'm going to turn on our meter here, and I'm going to, let's see, I'll find a ground right here on the ESC, and I'm going to start measuring. Okay, that's ground. And we have no external voltage. Oh, wait, do we? There's 10.7 volts there. Okay. All right. Our third wire, which I'm going to check on real quickly, so give me 1 second, because what I want to verify is it's either going to be a signal, like a current sensor wire or a telemetry wire, or it would be, let's say, a 5 volt pad. So what I want to do is I'm going to look on the bottom here, okay, and here, that's current sensor. Okay, well, that's what it says. No, it says here's a current sensor, so then I've got a positive and negative here. All right, so let's look at the ESC then. The ESC, and I need my old man goggles for this one. So give me a second. Okay, so that is it. That is current. So what we don't have is we do not have a 5-volt rail anymore. Okay, we seem to have lost our 5-volt rail, and I need to find out why that is. But we do know that if we bring in 5 volts, this is current. So let's look for a 5-volt here. Okay, and we have a 5-volt. Let's just say right here. This circle right here appears to be a 5-volt. So what we want to do is let's see when we plug this in what we're getting. Okay. All right. Just turn that off. And let's see what we have now. So we have ground 5-volt LED, and then we have a 5-volt over here. So let's see what's happening here. Okay. So our 5-volt that's here is shorting out, and it's basically grounding out, giving us a 5-volt. So we have another 5-volt here. So let's see this one. And what we want to do is we want to see if we get a ground. So here's a ground. This should give us a ground here. There's one ground. All right, so we have grounds everywhere. Hey, 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 look, it's my morning dog. What's up? Look, see, everybody else is finally getting up. Good boy. Okay, okay, okay. This is my dog, Noodles. Say hi, Noodles. All right. Hey, Noodles. Okay, so we can tell that we have a bad rail, a bad 5 volts, okay? So the board won't light up with that. But what we don't know is where it came from, where the bad 5 volts came from. Customer said there was a pop, which would tell me that most likely the regulator is out. So let me just see. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect this cable right here. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna take out, let me get my soldering iron up. I'm gonna take out the current sensor real quick. Because there's a 5, no, wait, hold on, that's not, these are different. Okay, so here's something pretty strange, right? They skipped a wire here, so something's not making sense there. So let me now look at this. Okay, now let's test this again. So if this is ground, this is ground.
Do you need a coffee?
I just made one, babe, but thank you. Okay, so the receiver 5-volt is not damaged. Okay, so it is the one area that we're not getting a short on. So the question now is, there is a 5-volt coming from this from the ESC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull this wire and put it in the 5-volt slot and then desolder it. And hopefully get 5 volts back to this board. So long as this is a 5-volt pad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around and flip it here. I'm going to remove the solder right here. Okay. Now I'll just turn it on and see if I can get it to give me 5 volts to that. Okay, so now the question is, do we have 5 volts to this wire here? So let's check. Let's see if the ESC will give us that. There's our multimeter. .1 volts. Okay, so now that we have 5.1 volts, the question is, if I touch the board with it, which I'm going to do, so let's see what happens. Do we get any? I believe so. I believe we just saw that. So we can now successfully, there you go. So by pulling in the 5-volt from there, we actually can solve this problem and not have to do much other work. Okay, so that should take care of this problem. We have bypassing a 5-volt is not necessarily a bad thing. So all we're going to do is we're going to turn the power off. We're going to take this wire. We're going to come over to this 5-volt here. And I need to do this carefully, so let's see. What is the best way to do this? Let's do this. Let's put this one on there first. There we go. Then let's bring the receiver pad down, or the receiver wire down. There we go. And now let's turn it all on. Look at that. And now, without the USB being plugged in, let's give this a shot. Zoom out a little bit, I guess. There we go. So we just find the power on off of. That's it. Works out pretty good. I like it. I think that's going to be great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here, put a little bit of glue to protect that wire, and we are good to go. All right, let's power down. Let's go ahead and put our fasteners back on. All right. So that looks good. Now let's close it up. There we go. Okay, now that that's done, let's power it up again. Excellent. And that is all she wrote. All right, so there we go. That should pretty much handle it. That one's going to be done. There's nothing even putting any more money into it. It's just fix a 5-volt rail and call it a day. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please always join our Facebook group there at facebook.com/groups/Cyclone FPV. And then you can also please follow us on Facebook. I'm going to say this right, I think, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Other than that, guys, God bless, be safe, spend time with your family. You don't know how much time you got left, so please make the most of it, okay? You can always fly later. Anyways, all right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.